Grayscale has officially delisted Cardano from its digital large cap fund. Now, this has been making all the rounds in Cardano news lately, whether you're on Reddit or on Google or on Twitter. All the places are talking about how Grayscale has dropped Cardano, but I want to talk about why it's not really Grayscale's fault, and it's actually CoinDesk's fault. Yes, CoinDesk, the digital crypto news media outlet, it's their fault, and we're going to break down how it's their fault. What you should know about this Grayscale fund is that Grayscale specifically does not pick assets to go in the fund. What they do is they follow CoinDesk's large cap select index. So Grayscale has allocated the responsibility of what goes into this portfolio to CoinDesk, and CoinDesk decides what goes into their large cap select index based on a weighting process that they've come up with. It's heavily weighted on market cap, but when you look at what they're currently holding in the portfolio, you'll realize that market cap is not the only thing going into it. So if we're going to talk about what's going on with this Grayscale thing, we really don't even need to focus on the Grayscale fund, but instead we need to shift our focus to the CoinDesk large cap select index, figure out how they balance this portfolio, how they pick cryptos, and why they've decided to drop Cardano. When CoinDesk is picking what cryptos to put into this large cap fund, they have a weighting system. You can look at it on their website, but it goes through a lot of different metrics. Market cap is the biggest driver of influence, but they also do other things like social score, community score, whether you're a layer 1 or a layer 2. All these different metrics go into the weighting system that they have. But what you should know about it is it's heavily weighted by market cap. Now, in this fund, CoinDesk can have anywhere from 5 to 10 cryptos at any point in time, and currently they have the minimum amount of number. They have 5 cryptos. This fund is currently holding Bitcoin, Ethereum, AVAX, Solana, and XRP. So you can see it is heavily weighted by market cap. It's, some of the largest cryptos in the space, but Cardano is arguably larger than AVAX when you're comparing a market cap, right? So it's not 100% purely based on market cap, but CoinDesk is using some aspects of market cap and some aspects of other weighting systems like community or what the project's doing or how it's doing on social media, all these different things to kind of analyze what they think is a good basket for a very, very beginner retail investor who wants to allocate this type of portfolio to Grayscale or to CoinDesk to run for them. Remember, the goal of a fund like this is really to safeguard investors. It's when you let CoinDesk or you let Grayscale manage a fund like this for you, you're giving up like a lot of decisions that a lot of crypto people like you and I make. Like we as retail investors in crypto who custody tokens, we make a lot of these decisions ourselves. So when you go in and buy these funds, these baskets of cryptos, you're allocating that responsibility to someone else. You're also probably not putting 100% of your capital into these things. If you're using a fund like this, you're using something like 1 to 10% of your total portfolio. So anyone investing in these types of funds is not having like the massive crypto impact that we probably think they are. And this fund is primarily allocated Bitcoin and Ethereum. So those are going to be the 2 biggest weightings on what these investors are investing in. So when we're talking about this, think of this fund as something like a very, very far away from crypto investor is investing in. It's a very retail or a very stock heavy investor, a very bond heavy investor that is using this to allocate a little bit of their portfolio to crypto in the easiest way possible. The fund currently consists of Bitcoin being 71.62% of the fund. Bitcoin's also number 1 by market cap. The second largest holding is Ethereum, which is number 2 market cap. It's got 21.52% of the fund. The third largest holding is going to be Solana at 4.2% of the total fund, and that is currently at the 5th largest market cap. The 4th largest holding is going to be XRP, which is currently ranked number 7 in market cap, and that's 1.74% of the fund. And then the smallest holding in the fund is AVAX. It's at 11 market cap in the total crypto market cap, and it is only 0.93% of the fund. So you can see what CoinDesk is trying to do here. They're trying to give some relatively safe stuff for non-crypto people to invest into a large scale fund. Now, it's 100% not accurate to market cap because if it was, Cardano would be in here, not AVAX. But there's a couple things that I want to look at good and bad about this allocation. Now, the bad thing is that when they sold the Cardano out of this portfolio, it definitely probably put some negative sell pressure on Cardano, which is just like putting fuel on the fire of all the FUD that we've seen lately, all of the negative stuff, all the comments, all this and that. But I want to remind people of one thing. Whenever you see these negative things, or whenever you see the red candle days, or whenever you see like the bearish sentiment, these are the days I'm buying. These are the days I'm taking action. You saw it in Solana when everyone was hating on Solana at $5 and $10. Even in tokens like ICP, or when Luna crashed and Luna was at its low. These things are bouncing back. So don't discount Cardano because it was released from the fund, right? There's a lot of good things that we can take from Cardano being removed from the fund. Now, the first thing that we can take is that nothing is wrong with ADA. Literally nothing has changed from 1 month ago when it was in the fund to this month when now it's not in the fund. Nothing has changed, right? So if you invested in Cardano a month ago or a year ago, you're probably still in a pretty good position if you thought it was good back then. Grayscale's fund has very, very small impact on the Cardano community, okay? The second thing is that Cardano, ADA, can always move back into the fund. Imagine if ADA spikes to $3 right now, everyone's going to want to add it to their fund. So this is kind of a balance between what's popular, what's a narrative, what's making price appreciation, right? Solana's been running, so everyone's talking about it, and people are moving funds into it. You can even see it within the Cardano community right now. World Mobile Token is having a run-up, and people are selling out of other altcoins to join the World Mobile hype. I don't know why people do this, but they definitely follow these crowds. So I wouldn't take it personally, and it's nothing against ADA, right? The last thing I would mention is, in my arguable opinion, this is just my opinion, but I arguably think that something like Cardano has more usability for an average retail investor than something like XRP. So you can argue that this CoinDesk fund, this large cap select index by CoinDesk, which is now also translating into the Grayscale digital large cap fund, these funds are putting something like XRP into the hands of their investors, which I personally don't think has as much room to run as something like Cardano. So when you're looking at these baskets and these allocations, you have to remember, it doesn't seem and it doesn't feel like these people, whoever's building the basket of funds, is taking some of these ideas into account. I agree, you should put people in safe investments like Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think they should also be in some of the best investments that have been performing really well over the last month, like Solana. I also think that something like XRP is probably not the best thing to put into the hands of these investors. I think something like Cardano or AVAX or Alephium or even some of the other L1s, that are competing like Polkadot or Cosmos, those would be better things to put in than XRP. And it's not anything wrong with XRP. I just think that there's a lot of things to analyze with that escrow account, and it's really an enterprise application solution. So I would not take any of this Grayscale delisting Cardano news personally as an ADA holder, and I don't think it should break your conviction in ADA or cause you to sell any ADA. There's a lot of reasons that Cardano's been doing good things. There's a lot of drama in the Cardano community and in all the news sources about Cardano. I've seen it the past 2 months, really. And so I want to shine some light on how this Grayscale portfolio is actually built. And it's really not a function of Grayscale. It's a function of Coinbase. And they're just building something for very safe retail investors that can be very passive. And they just toss money into it. And it's, kind of safe in the crypto world, right? So there's a lot of things to analyze here, but the thing you need to know is that this Grayscale fund is really a CoinDesk fund, which is that big media outlet that puts out all the crypto news. So they have all these things in the fund like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and AVAX. They recently just dropped Cardano and Cosmos from the fund, but there's a lot of reasons why I think Cardano is still good, even if it's dropped from the fund. I think Cardano would actually be a better thing to put in the fund, especially when they can hold up to 10 cryptos. So just my opinion on the Grayscale Cardano series of events that's unfolded and all the news that people have been talking about. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you think Cardano deserves to be in the Grayscale digital large cap fund or the CoinDesk large cap select index? Do you think that they should add more things to the fund? I think they should probably add 10 cryptos, right? Instead of having just 5, have all 10 cryptos. So let me know in the comments. Let me know what cryptos you'd like to see. Cardano native tokens. Let us know. We'll see you in the next one.